Okay, so all set to try and have a go at this Grovercroft mine. Unpacked it, and you got 4 different sheets. I put a new blade in my craft knife, got my steel rule, my right angle engineer's square, and then you get a handy sheet here that shows the numbering system of each of the sheets. Not all the numbers are on there, but most of them are there, and I should be able to work out the others. And then you also get a very detailed list of instructions with some pictures, black and white. You can't see the writing from there, but they're quite detailed. So the first step 1, locate G1 to G12, G1A to G11A, G1B and G3B, remove with a knife, label them on the back, and then there's a bit of painting to do. So I'm not going to bore you with the various bit of painting. I'm going to cut these pieces out and get them painted and then come back. So step 1. Right, so I've worked out that all the struts are going to be painted black, and then I've painted the sides of the housing there grey, and I've started to assemble one side, waiting for that to dry, waiting for the rest of the paint to dry. I've got to do the other side, some of them, and the boarding is brown. So yeah, it's just a case of waiting for everything to dry now before I carry on. So it's time for a cup of coffee, I think. See you in a bit. Okay, so that's step 1 done. The only problem I've really had is I mistakenly painted both sides of this sheet, which has the small black cross pieces, painted them black on both sides, which means I'm having real difficulty because I didn't realise these have a paper backing on them. So you cut those out and peel the backing off and you stick them on, which is a lot easier than supposing gluing. But the issue I've got is, of course I've painted both sides black. I'm really having trouble getting them out. So it's a learning curve. When you get yours, check which side has got the paper adhesive on it, don't paint it. Or wait until you've stuck it down and try and paint it. But the problem is they're very, very, I don't know if you can see it, they're very, very thin. But yeah, that's the first bit done, or the first building done. 1 down, 3 to go. As with all these kits, I'm just waiting for that to dry. The wagons on the little rail there, I thought I'd finished that, but I forgot about the rails. Just waiting for that to dry, and while that's drying now, I'm painting, starting on the next bit, which is the tippler house. So again, I'm going to remain the same as that. It's going to be a wooden shack, which is more suitable to the age I'm going for. They say to paint it grey, but I think I'm going to do wood and then weather the wood down. So that's basically the tippler house. So I'm just getting this sorted out. Those 2 bits to the roof, and like everything else, you just got to wait. In the meantime, I have been painting some of the figures, the horse, the coal wagons, and some of the men. And again, step by step, waiting for them to dry. It's a slow, long process. Plenty of cups of tea in between. There's nothing else I can do. So I'll see you later when this is dry. Right, what I'm going to try and do is show you how tricky this is. So on this sheet here, I've got 4 very small windows that I need to cut out. And you don't have a margin for error. So, for example, hoping you can see that. That's it there. These have got paper backing on it. Now I'm not painting this because I want it to look that colour, basically because it's a lot easier. So what I've now got to do is find the backing. Which side is the backing? And try and peel that backing off. It is extremely fiddly. There we go. Now, once that backing's off, now we've got to put it over the windows and get it square. So I'm using my tweezers and my craft knife to get it into that section. As you can see, it's extremely difficult. I don't know if you can see it, but it is flipping hard. Otherwise I'm going to get it off center. So you can see, hopefully, yeah, you can see that. You can see I've got it in there. Once I've done that, I've got to put the glazing on the other side. So I'll try and get the other ones out now. Same thing. Turn it over. It doesn't want to behave. Try and get the backing paper off. And my tweezers. The joys of N-gauge modelling. And so on. So I'll just crack on with that, and I'll be back later. So I got the windows in and the glazing done. If you can see that. So now I'm just going to assemble it. So let's go in there. Let's see if I can turn it slightly. And that's going to go in there. It should fit nice and now. The best thing with this, you've got to get that matching, and if it isn't, then your little files come in handy. Or I can just file a little. That's it. Very, very fine applicator. Couple of drops of glue. Place that together. Check it's all lined up. Perhaps the outside edge would be better. Leave that to dry. When that's dry, do the next corner. When that's done, do the other corners, and until it's finished. Just move it around. You can see, I hope, how thin this arrangement is. It's very difficult. I mean, the instructions are ridiculously complicated. For example, what this says now is now use the diagrams of photos 10 and 11 as your reference to glue T1 to 2, 3 to 2, T4 to 1, and T3, and then T5 and T6 onto T2 and T4. It's like, what? You know, and he says, look at the picture, and the picture just shows that. You know, those two pictures there, and those two pictures there. So you really got to get your wits about you when you're doing this. Sorry for the messing about. So now we're moving on to the actual mine shaft, colliery part, the colliery head. So I've just glued that in, just waiting for that to settle down. Give me a little block. Just make sure that stays upright. And then very carefully glue around this bit. Strangely enough, it hasn't said to paint this first, so I don't know why, but I'll hold that in position anyway. And you see it's very fiddly. Yeah, I don't know why you don't paint this first, so it looks like when I glue the other bits on, I'm going to have to paint it. So I'll probably end up painting this black and then put some rust on it. Oops. Here we go. It's not quite sitting in there. Like I said, very fiddly. I'll put the knife on there and I'll come back when I've done all that. Right, I don't know if you can see that there. I've now to cut two pulley wheels out. And I've got to very carefully peel the backing tape off. Of one. Sticks take it off the other, and then really carefully offsetting them, try and line them up. Now the problem is that's going to need repainting again, so that's another bit of drying time to do. So I'll crack on with painting that. Now, in fact, I'll stick it on, then I'll paint it all together, because that's going to go to the top there in the slot. I'll show you later. And yeah, let's move all this rubbish out of the way. It really is frustrating, because it's glue, weight, glue, weight. You can't do anything until it's all set. If you try and do something, it just bugs you up. So yeah, again, I'll be back later. Right, so that's the mine head winding done. You can see that the wheel like double glued is in there. What I haven't done yet is added the cross pieces on there, but what I'm going to do, I'm now going to paint all this black. The only thing I didn't realise is that boarding in there, that's where the wheel is, that's got to be brown, I think. So there'll be a little bit of an issue doing that, but yeah, it's looking good. Very flimsy, but I tell you what, it's sturdier than some of the other models I've made from cardboard. It's quite clever, actually. I'm quite impressed with it. So that's where I am now. So I'm going to paint that, then I'll add the cross pieces on again. Remember, I made a mistake of painting both sides. Don't do that. Don't paint this side. That's the sticky back side. Just paint that side, because now I've got to try and cut all these little bits out and match them up with that. That should be interesting. But I've got to paint that first and then let it dry yet again. So I'll come back when I've done all that. So there's the finished headgear with rest bits in. I've put some burnt ochre, burnt umber I should say, on that, just to give it a bit of darken it a bit. Black was too much. The dark ochre lightened it a bit, and then I'm going to put some rust weathering over it. All I've got to do now is put some cotton wheel, brown cotton from there going down to the wheelhouse. But for now, that's that bit done. It wasn't as hard as I expected it to be. The hardest bit was cutting out these little tiny things from there, but it looks quite effective. I'm quite pleased with it. And that then add up with the others I've done. Just got to put the tin roof on that one. Get the tin roof on there. Yeah, all come together. Just leave them there out of the ways. I'll touch it, and then back to my nice messy table, and do the last bit now, which is going to be the haulage engine house, I think. Yeah, the winding engine house. So that's the next bit, and then do a bit more painting on them. Back in a bit. Right, so I have constructed the last building, which is the engine shed, or the winding engine house as they call it. I don't know if you can see that, but what I've done is put cable through, or basically it's a piece of cotton, and I've glued that in before I put the building together. So while that's waiting to dry and set, I thought I'd show you some other stuff I've got. So these are from 3D Plus, which I've been given a nod for. You can see I've got 32 packing crates. Pretty good quality. I'm really impressed. So I'll be doing a bit of painting on them. some oil drums, mixture of bits and pieces, pipes, more drums, little gas cylinders there, and again a bit more bits and pieces to put on the layout. These are all sort of extras to it, but what I'm really impressed with is this refueling depot. Yeah, quite happy with them. I'll do a bit of painting on them. That's to go over a track. I suppose that's more for diesel engines, and I've got steam, so I don't know what I'll do with that, but I'll work something out. I'll make something work on that. And then I got some separate ones as well that came with it. Yeah, so this will be a little, probably put this, one or two of these in with the industrial area, and the others I'll put near the harbour when I get around to that. But not bad, that. £70 all in, pretty good. So I'm going to crack on doing a bit of painting with them, I think. So I'll wait now till that's dried. I've done a bit more painting on the figures. The only thing about this modelling from PD Marsh, it mentions about a chimney, and nowhere can I find a chimney. It's supposed to fit into that little square there, but nowhere on the various plates can I find that chimney, and I thought it might have been in with the metal bits there, but it's not. So I'll either ignore it or try and do something about it later on. Anyway, I'll be back once this is finished, and I've got to put the corrugated roof on, and I've got to put a corrugated roof on the other bits as well, and then I'll probably do a bit of painting while away the time. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so back to the layout, and as you can see, I've positioned some of the stuff I had from a previous layout and the new stuff. Haven't finished it yet. I thought I'd get them down, get them in position, and then I can paint up. It'd be easier once they're stuck down for me to paint them up. The idea is that there'll be a level crossing here, somewhere around about there, for them to come over and then go down these cobble streets or cobble paving. We've got the truck, the rail truck loader there, a couple of coal sties there. So we got the tippling shed along with the conveyor belt going up, so that the little truck and rail run along here, tip out, and there'll be coal over there. You got the powerhouse there, you got the boiler house and chimney stacked on the side there, and I've ballasted that bit, and then I've just got to ballast this. So I'm going to get this all glued down, and once this glue is dried, I can then start doing the ground cover along these bits, get this bit done. But work from the back down here. I've got lights in there that need to be wired up, and then I'm going to put some lamp posts in as well that need to be wired in, and then we'll go from there. So oh yeah, the last thing then I've got is which I've just sort of finished gluing the lights in there, and then that's going to go round about here, so that'll be in place there. So yeah, it's going to make the scene look a lot better. So I'm going to crack on with that to end this video, and then I'll come back and show you the final result, and hope you like it. Okay, so here we go. Just show you the finished scene there. So you can see I've put some walls and level crossing, and put the walls there. Some lights have gone in. The coal unit is there. The loader for the track. The mine is in there. A couple of cases, packing cases. The boiler house and chimney. And if I bring you down a bit lower, you can see that the scene is more or less completed. So all I've got left to do is put some more figures in. I've got 1 or 2 in already, but put some more figures in and then I'll be quite happy with it. So yeah, it's starting to look pretty good there now. Ballast did that. You see some barrels and stuff, and then this bit here is going to be a little merchant builder's yard. That's the idea, so that's the next bit I'm going to go on to. But for now I'm going to end this video because it's been quite a long one showing how to build a mine, and you know, it's going to look pretty good when it's finished. Few bits of tidying up to do. Tried to make it as grubby as I could, but it's filled that space up pretty well, I think. Any comments you got, please leave them below. I'll be happy to answer all of them. I will answer all of them, but if you've got any ideas I could do to improve it, please let me know. So for now I'll say goodbye and see you in the next video. So diolch yn fawr, and take care.